Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world, talking about the team the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. All right, there's been big news coming out of the Pacific Northwest. But before we get to that, I want to make sure everyone please like, comment, subscribe to this channel. It's a great way to help us out. We're doing this grassroots. It's a great way to help the channel grow and really helps us out a lot. It's absolute bare minimum you can do to help this channel besides doing absolutely nothing. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys. It's no secret that the Raiders need some offensive firepower, okay? Now, Brock Bowers is a burgeoning superstar, and Jacoby Myers is a solid number two. But we need another weapon out there on offense because we were pretty bad last year. Enter DK Metcalf. Yes, that DK Metcalf. All right. So news came out. Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport reported from the NFL Network that DK Metcalf has requested a trade from the Seahawks. Not only that, but the Seahawks have decided to allow there to be a trade to be worked out with whoever can do it. Now, they're saying that they want a first and third round pick, which is, yeah, great. Deebo Samuel just got traded for a fifth round pick. They had a similar number of years left on their contract. And yeah, I don't know that they're going to get a first and a third. I would say probably a third, maybe even a fourth for DK Metcalf. Look, I'm not saying they should or they shouldn't get a first round for this guy, but just the market out there right now, I don't think it's going to be a first and a third. Devonta Adams went for a 3 or conditional 2, depending on how he did with the Jets. Ended up being a 3. Deebo Samuels just got traded from the Niners to the Commanders for a 5, and they have to redo his deal. Similar situation with DK Metcalf. Yes, DK Metcalf is a true X receiver on the outside, not kind of a gimmicky type of receiver like Deebo Samuel is. They both have their strengths, but as a true X receiver, DK Metcalf is one of the best in the league when properly motivated. Now, this didn't just come out of the blue, okay? Metcalf and his people and the Seahawks have been trying to get a deal done for like 2 weeks. He wants to get a new deal. He's entering the last year of a 3-year, $72 million contract that he signed in 2022. He wants a new deal. He wants an extension. He wants to get paid like one of the top receivers in the National Football League, which, when he's mentally right, he is. Issue is, he hasn't been mentally right in a little while. Now, could it be just surroundings? Could it be new coaching? Could it be the emergence of Jackson Smith-Njigba? Who knows? But what we do know is there is a new page turning in Seattle. Receiver Tyler Lockett getting released. And it seems like Seattle is okay with moving on from Metcalf if they get some proper compensation from the draft. The bottom line is this. DK Metcalf is available, and he's a position and player of need for the Raiders offense. Now, this does come with some concerns, okay? Over the past few years, DK Metcalf has by far been the most penalized receiver in the NFL. He tends to get a little hot under the collar sometimes and kind of makes some dumb decisions that puts his team in bad spots. But he makes up for it in spades with his play on the field. Last season, he didn't hit the 1,000-yard mark because he missed 2 games with an MCL sprain. So it wasn't like he was gone for the year or was a major injury, but he couldn't play for a couple games. 960 yards, 5 touchdowns, and only 108 targets. That's like the lowest target amount he's gotten since he was a rookie. The Seahawks are playing this cool. They're like, well, DK Metcalf, he's on our team. He's a great explosive receiver, and we'll see where it goes from there. So they're kind of playing the game a little bit here. And it sounds like they're trying to move him, but they want to get something back in return. The biggest 2 rumors who have been kind of swirling around are the Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots. So last season at the end of the year, Josh Jacobs famously said, we need a number 1 receiver in Green Bay. Well, DK Metcalf is the number 1 receiver. I don't know what ties he has to the people in Green Bay. They seem to be a pretty well-run organization. They have some other weapon receiver-wise, so I can see how that can work out. Now, as far as New England goes, they are like, the cupboard is bare there weapon-wise. So if DK Metcalf goes there, he's going to be the man, and there's not much else, okay? Now, Metcalf said he wants to go to a contender. Well, there's 2 ways to that. You can go to a contender right now, or you can go to a team that adding you makes them a contender. So by that logic, the signs point to Green Bay. But don't count out the Raiders and Pete Carroll. The Raiders are a strong candidate to trade for DK Metcalf. Pete Carroll drafted Metcalf out of college. Now, Metcalf had a top 5 skill set. He had top 5 player traits, but he had some issues in college, and that kind of dropped him into the second round. And Pete Carroll was more than happy to pick him up. Pete Carroll, we're going to notice this going forward. He doesn't care about head cases. He knows how to work with guys. He's really good at connecting with players and getting the best out of them. The best years you're going to see out of DK Metcalf were and are going to be under Pete Carroll. It's not a coincidence that the year that Pete Carroll leaves, you have the worst year that DK Metcalf has had in quite some time. Now, on top of the connection between Pete Carroll and DK Metcalf is kind of the void left by Devonta Adams. We have to remember this, okay? We had a number one receiver to begin last season, and it was Devontae Adams. We traded him away and got nothing in return. Now, Jacoby Myers did a good job of getting over 1,000 yards as a receiver, but he's really not a true number one. You need to have that guy on the outside who can win one-on-one consistently. DK Metcalf can definitely do that. With this news, Metcalf becomes automatically the top receiving option open and available on either the free agent or trade market by far. He's the most accomplished and has the highest traits and the best production out of anyone in the veteran route. The free agent class is a little bit weak, and there's not a lot going on as far as trades go. DK Metcalf is only 27 years old. He's going to head into the prime of his career. He's still a physical freak, and if you can rein him in and keep him focused, he's going to be a beast. For the Raiders to get this done, they have to really lean heavily on Pete Carroll. Initially, it's going to be Pete Carroll to get the kind of the door open and, hey, Metcalf, remember me? We worked well together. I know what you can do. You're misunderstood. You're still great. On top of that, you get Tom Brady to come and say, look, this is what we're doing here. This is what we're planning on. Get Chip Kelly and say, look, this is the offense that we're going to run. Here's how I'm going to highlight you specifically as my X receiver. I think a lot of these things together is going to really pump up a DK Metcalf and allow for the ability to trade to the Raiders, even though they're not technically a contender right now. Now, as far as culture fit goes, even though this is a new regime, this is still the Raiders. And the Raiders are known for bringing players in from other places who are maybe a little bit disgruntled, and they come in, they thrive. Also, Tom Brady has been known to bring guys in from other places and join a team that he's on and thrive. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for this to happen. It makes total sense for everyone involved. It seems like Seattle is turning the page, Jackson Smith and Jigba as being the number one receiver over there. Great. Lockett's going to be gone. Fine. There's going to be some free agents available and some guys available to the draft. They want to free up some cap space, and trading DK Metcalf for draft capital and freeing up that space will help them build for the future. The Raiders want to win now. They've been preaching it left and right. Win now, win now. It's not a rebuild. It's not a 2-3 year process. We want to win right now. If they want to win right now, they need to fix that offense. They've taken steps in doing that. They're going to build around Brock Bowers. I see Chip Kelly coming in there, implementing his offense. Spytech has already adjusted the offensive line with Alex Kappa. We're going to get some more offensive line depth, either through free agency or the draft, and we're going to draft weapons. But there is no better weapon available in the draft or free agency at the wide receiver position than DK Metcalf. Going and getting DK Metcalf sends another message to Raider Nation and to the entire NFL that the Raiders are ready to win right now. If signing Max Crosby to an extension wasn't enough to tell the NFL that the Raiders are serious about winning, getting DK Metcalf and doing what it takes to get him on your team and getting him motivated and pointed in the right direction, this is going to be huge, not only for the players that are on the Raiders right now, but also free agents from other teams who are like, hey, man, I kind of like what they're doing over there in Vegas. Coaching is great. Leadership is great. All that stuff, X's and O's, all that stuff is great. But you need great players. And DK Metcalf is definitely that. Getting DK Metcalf on your team will definitely boost the offense and give the Raiders a boost they need to go into contender status. Now, it does come with some risk, okay? Third round pick, I think I'm okay with that. It maybe even be a second round pick depending on how much the Raiders want DK Metcalf. If he ends up being the guy that we saw earlier in his career before Pete Carroll left Seattle, I think it's worth it because he's going to be a piece to your puzzle to help unlock your offense from the passing side. But besides the draft capital, you're also going to have to pay him. Going rate right now for a top receiver is about $30 million a year. Luckily, we have the cap space. What's going to have to happen is we're going to have to be really, really careful with the free agents that we sign after getting Metcalf and after extending Max Crosby. We can't just rely on undrafted free agents and rookies. We have to get some veterans to come in at good deals. But I think John Spytek and crew can definitely do that. All right, guys, that's it. My time for today. Let me know what you think. Is DK Metcalf to the Raiders a strong possibility? If so, what do you think of the move? Is it going to help unlock our offense, or kind of is between the ears trouble is going to be too much for this Raider team? Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe below. Let me know what you think about the video. Until next time, everybody, peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.